back here with It's Dirty Spirit of Justice, where we just finished case 2. We began case 3. There's like a flying ninja phantom soldier going around stabbing people. There maybe 2 people are dead. We're back in Khura'In with Phoenix. So much is going on, but the last thing I want to say, because I forgot to say it in the end of the last episode, to cover for case number 2, was that breakdown was friggin' awesome. I love the way the lighting got all like really sharp, like he was being lit up with spotlights, and then they started to like burn him and cast judgment down on like the bloodied mask and everything. It was just, I thought that breakdown was really super cool. All right, clean slate, let's do this. May 9th, 3:30 p.m., Temple. So it was April, both in Phoenix's, in case number 1 and 2. So we're only a few weeks after. So we're probably going to meet Maya again, is that right? I guess we're still hanging around the center of town. Is Albie going to be carrying us around the rest, guiding us around the rest of it? Another fine day in the kingdom of Khura'In. It's so peaceful here. I can't believe it's been 2 weeks already, but this place is really starting to grow on me. Still. Sure was a rough start. Now, to do what I came here to do. To see Maya. Her long aesthetic training is finally coming to an end. But before it does, she said something about one last rite she has to perform today. Oh no, the murder's gonna like disrupt her and stuff?
Mr. Wright! I'll be Rocky.
Oh hey, Albie. I'll be Rocky.
Oh, you've mastered the traditional greeting of Khura'In.
Well, I don't know about that, but I guess all that practicing is paying off.
Have you gotten used to life at the temple?
I'm grateful they're letting me stay here, but the morning starts are a little too early for me.
Yes, well, morning prayers do begin at dawn. After all, you can never pray too much. Daily devotion is very important here in Khura'In.
That's off to you guys. I don't know how you do it.
And today's a special day, full of even more prayer than usual. There's nothing better in the world than being able to pray to your heart's content.
I can think of a few things I'd rather do. So what makes today so special anyway?
You mean you don't know? Today's the purification rite. It's only performed once a year.
Are all of the murders gonna happen on, like, really important ceremonial days? That's what Maya must have been talking about on the phone yesterday. Wonder what her role in it is. So, what exactly is Maya going to be doing for this purification rite?
What? Didn't she tell you? She's playing the role of Lady Kira. It's only the most important part of the entire rite. It's unprecedented to have a foreigner play such a key role.
Wow, that's really something.
It really is. Helping out such an amazing person has been the greatest honor of this humble tour guide's life.
So, who is this Lady Kira you mentioned?
Allow me to explain. Once upon a time, hundreds upon hundreds of years ago, there lived a female warrior who fought valiantly to establish the kingdom.
Let me stop you right there.
Is something wrong?
No, it's just, I get the feeling I'm in for a really long story.
Yeah, I'd say it normally takes around 2 hours to tell.
Tossable, there.
Oh, right, you're supposed to finally see Miss Maya today. Here it is.
Never mind, I thought I was going to pull something out.
The story can wait then. In the meantime, you can read up on the right with this.
An English guidebook. Where'd you dig this up from?
I found it just lying there in the temple library. I figured no one's using it, so I borrowed it.
After all the thieving stuff? Last 2 weeks ago? Mm-hmm. Hey, this book belongs to Maya. See, there's her name on the back. Guess there's no harm in keeping this for a while then. It would explain why he found it there. Ah! Clean court record. Feels good. A guide to Khura'In's rites written for tourists.
Miss Maya should already be at the site where the rite is take place.
Let me see if I can read up here and learn anything. Oh, okay, here. Giving us a bit of a floor plan here. So on the full moon... That's funny, we're going to the Lunar Palace in Kid Icarus sometime soon. On the full moon, there's like something lit on fire. There's like a Midama mark on the top of a mountain. And like a sconce or a brazier. And then I guess this is within that building, is it? There are 4 lanterns, sorry. A little fountain with a bird. There's the high priest and then the priestess, and then there's curtain. I guess that's just thing that this yellow, white, bluish, and then purplish is the curtain all the way around. I don't know what they mean by staging area exactly. Next is the rite of water, in which the priestess enters the spring around as... No, the spring something as Lady Kira, and the high priest purifies both Lady Kira and her dagger. North is this way. Oh my god, we're going to have to memorize moon cycles and where the full moon would be, like cardinal direction-wise. The ceremony ends with the rite of fire, in which the priestess circles the sacred flames to purify her soul. The purification rite is a 3-part ceremony held when the moon is directly over the summit of Mount Poni, or Poni. That's what Samadhi was threatening us with earlier. It begins with the transformation rite. The high priest reads the scripture, while a priestess dons the robes of Lady Kira, which have been purified with incense. Oh wow, this is a lot. I'm never going to memorize it all. Next is the rite of water, in which the priestess enters... Oh, it was going to tell us this anyway. And in which the priestess enters the spring dressed as Lady Kira, and the high priestess purifies both Lady Kira and her dagger. Dressed as, not around. The ceremony ends with the rite of fire, in which the priestess circles the sacred flames to purify her soul. Oh my golly. They do like doing this, where it'll be like the magic show we just had, or like this, where there's a script for what should happen, and you have to be paying attention for the way things go wrong and the way things go right. The two then devote themselves to prayer until the rite comes to a close 2 days later at noontime. So basically the whole thing's a fancy way for Lady Kira to take a bath once a year. Must be nice to be her, haha. That's patronizing. I know I'm not an expert in this culture, but I would know enough not to say that, guidebook.
Miss Maya should already be at the site where the rite is to take place. Let's go to the Plaza of Devotion.
I wonder if Maya's matured any since I last saw her.
It's on a mountaintop, so it might get a little cold, though.
I think I can handle it. I mean, I'm always wearing a suit, so pretty hard to get chilly. Before we do, let's have a look around, shall we? I should offer a prayer now and then, since they're letting me stay here. Let's see. May there be a slightly softer futon tonight. And may tomorrow's breakfast be a little bigger.
Wow! I'm impressed by your prayerful heart. Prayers at the heart of Khura'Inism, after all. May the Holy Mother's blessings be upon you.
Oh, thanks. Oh, I feel kind of bad. I think you're probably allowed to pray for whatever you want. This is a really gorgeous spring.
You have an excellent eye for beauty, sir. This is the guiding waters. The centerpiece of our temple tour. It's a secret pathway for people to meet him on, so don't even ever wade into it.
Why? What would happen if I did?
I don't think we should even be talking about this. Just don't go in it, okay?
What's the worst that could happen? But we're okay for now, right? As long as we stay out of the water? There's another big building over there. Those buildings over there.
Those are the training halls. Monks continuously undergo rigorous training there, day in and day out. You could try it out for a day if you like. They do really interesting stuff, like meditating while standing on their heads.
That's really okay, Albie. Thanks. I guess, are those the mountains that Maya's training at right now? Oh, Albie, hey, I'm an attorney.
Wow, what a beautiful badge.
It's the attorney's badge we use in my country.
It kind of looks like a sunflower to me.
Yep, and I'm pretty sure there's even a reason for it.
Please do explain, Mr. Wright.
Maybe next time. I should have known he'd ask me to explain. Any thoughts on this guidebook and how it talks about your people?
Is this some sort of new tourist souvenir?
Sorry, but no.
Oh.
Sorry to be such a disappointment. I mean, it is a tourist souvenir, well, in a sense. What do we do, Albie, man? I mean, where even is Maya?
Let's head over to where the purification rite will be held.
What sort of rite is it?
We'd wind up missing a whole day of the rite if I were to explain it.
In that case, I think I'll just go see it for myself. Any other ideas, though?
There have been a lot more tourists this year than last.
Then your tour guide business must be booming.
It is! But I have more important things to do right now. Namely, helping you, Mr. Wright.
I think I'll tip him a little extra for his help later. He's very sweet, isn't he? Let's boogie! Plaza of Devotion. Oh, are we interrupting something? May 9th, Plaza of Devotion. It's so cold. It's like the air itself is made of ice. But look at all these people.
Well, this is the day we come to offer prayers to Lady Kira, the protector of our land. It's amazing to see how devoted everyone is.
Devoted, right. But couldn't they just as easily do all this praying someplace warmer?
This, too, is a part of our religious training. It helps us build strength of spirit and willpower. And further up at the end of those stairs is the inner sanctum.
Oh man, more stairs, huh? Reminds me of the peaks in Hat in Time. I see. Everyone I've met so far seems deeply religious.
Of course we are. After all, Khura'In is almost so known as the land of prayer. It's said that we Khura'Inese spend an average of about 15 hours a day in prayer.
What? 15?
From the moment we wake to the moment we fall asleep, our hearts are always in prayer. You see all the square flags around here? They're known as prayer flags. They contain the prayers of our people.
Oh, he's talking about these colorful strips of cloth. There's something written on each one. I guess you can be in prayer without, like, actually being in a kneeling position, so that you could still, like, do your job and stuff.
Such piety is the glory of our people,
and I'm afraid this story's gonna have to wait for another time, Albie. Maya should be here any minute now.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I can't wait to see Miss Maya again.
Neither can I. Pardon me, O noble traveler. That ain't Maya.
How do you fare, Mr. Wright? It's been many a day.
Oh no, imposter!
Who might you be? Maya?
The way her hair sprung around.
Miss Maya! Happy Rocky!
Happy Rocky, I'll be! And you, Mr. Wright. May the holy... Oh, I guess this is if she's, like, super pious. Maybe the voice shouldn't be like that. And you, Mr. Wright. May the Holy Mother guide you on your journey. Thanks. Or is she really just different now? Or maybe.
Long time no see, Nick. Well, did I surprise you with my act?
Yeah, you can say that again. Oh, thank goodness it was an act. This is Maya Fey. She's a spirit medium from Khura'In village back home. She was also my assistant for quite some time. But that was many years ago. Her ability to channel spirits saved me more times than I can count.
I sure miss those days. It was a ton of fun being the real boss of Wright & Co. law offices.
Now she's here, trained to be the leader of Khura'In village and the master of her craft. Apparently to become the master of Khura'In channeling technique. They scared me. I thought she was actually different, like way different for a minute there. You have to train here in Khura'In, since this is where the technique originated.
Maya, it's so happy you're back! Didn't I sound just like a pious nun when you saw me just now? Too bad that's not about all I learned from the training I did.
You haven't changed a bit, Maya.
Huh? And what's that supposed to mean?
She may look a little more mature on the outside, but inside she's the same old Maya. I'm actually kind of glad for that. Me too, man. I was worried.
Maya! I'm still an attorney! Oh, hey!
Congrats on getting your badge back, Nick. Thanks, Maya.
I can go back to a life of bold-facedly bluffing the day away every day.
That's not exactly why I returned to the courtroom, you know? Also, have any thoughts about this book? Is it accurate? Oh, alright, it's yours.
Hey, that's mine!
Well, it was just sitting there in the temple's library, so I'll be sort of checked it out for me.
Hope it comes in handy then. Oh, and by the way, the Maya Library of Guidebooks has a $2 a day donation policy.
I guess Alby's entrepreneurial spirit is contagious. This is so weird voicing Maya, because I've had an idea of what she sounds like in my head forever, but never did I ever actually say it aloud. It's cool that when he was imagining her early on, she had her old outfit on, but now she's got this one. Let us examine before we do any talking to her, because I imagine the talking is what advances the thing along. What a magnificent gate. You can tell at least it's someplace sacred like the inner sanctum.
Sadly, only holy people are allowed through there. And here I am, hoping to show you just how amazing I've become during the rite today. All of that spiritual power I built up during my training is gonna rush out like a raging river.
Yeah, just try not to overdo it, okay? Wow, no one's moved a muscle.
Those people will stay in that position and pray for 2 days straight, Mr. Wright.
2 days straight?
Glad I'm not them. And I get to be Lady Kira.
Maya, don't be rude.
You just hang in there, Nick. It's only 2 days after all.
I don't recall signing up for this part of the tour.
You know what they say, when in Rome.
Now I understand the saying, there's no place like home. Always said these are called prayer flags, and the prayers written on them are carried throughout the kingdom by the wind. Now, if I were to pray for something, it would be for me to not get dragged into any more trouble than I already have been. Well, you didn't write it down on the card, so it won't come true. Sucks to suck, Phoenix. Oh, listen to her turn about Sister's theme. This is such a nice rendition of it. Sorry, I skipped a bit. Oh, it's so nice. I'm so happy she's back. Maya! I heard what happened, Nick. You ended up in court almost as soon as you got off the plane, huh? Yeah, well, it's kind of a long story.
I was the accused, but you should have seen Mr. Wright in action. He was amazing. I bet it was another one of your famous seat-of-your-pants come from behind wins, huh?
Well, I was almost found guilty any number of times. Okay, so it wasn't my finest hour, so sue me.
You haven't changed a bit either, Nick.
Ouch. Definitely sings more when it's coming from her. I guess you finished the bulk of your training needed to become the master, right? Oh, you mean the special meditation course for increasing spiritual power? Yep, I've completed the full 2 years. I can finally go home once I perform the purification rite today. Actually, I was wondering why they're having a foreigner conduct one of their sacred rites. Well, the High Priest's wife usually conducts it each year, but with her baby on the way, it's just more than she can handle. So the High Priest practically begged me to come and stand in for her this year. Well, you may not know all of their customs, but with your training, I'm sure you'll do great. You bet! Just you watch, Nick. I'm gonna be the best Lady Khura'In guardian deity ever. I better throw in a few prayers for things to not end in a flaming disaster, then. Guardian deity. So about that guardian deity you'll be portraying today. What exactly are we talking about? Sorry, before we carry on, I just gotta say, I love that it feels like a lot more in this game and Dual Destinies. They have a little bit before the murder, where it's like wholesome and you just get to bond and catch up with the characters, and I really appreciate it. It makes me very, very happy. Makes me happy Racky. What exactly are we talking about here? Well, first of all, Lady Khura'In isn't really a deity in the way we think of them back home. I don't frequently think of them back home. Oh, golly. She's a real person who fought to establish the Kingdom of Khura'In a long, long time ago. Wow, so she actually existed. A historical figure. Interesting. And now the kingdom's people worship her as a guardian deity. They believe she appears to protect the kingdom whenever it's in danger. Cloaked in a sacred robe, she's a champion of justice who defeats the kingdom's enemies. That sounds like something you'd be into. I know, right? Who wouldn't want to be a kick-butt warrior who takes on evil with a wicked dagger? Right. Whatever floats your boat. Still, Lady Khura'In must be a really popular deity if all these people are here for her. Yep. But there's more to it than just her popularity this year. There's more. Anyway, we should get going. The Wright's popularity. So why is this Wright attracting such a large crowd this year? Because there's been actual sightings, you know, of the real deal. Now allow me to explain. A mysterious figure clad in Lady Khura'In's robes appeared, just like in the legends, and she began capturing members of the Defiant Dragons right and left. You're kidding, right? They say it's only a matter of time till she gets their leader, the revolutionary Dirk, too. So Lady Khura'In's a rebel hunter now, huh? It's a bit hard to swallow, though. I mean, even if they are trying to disrupt the peace, I doubt the actions of a band of rebels can bring a legendary figure back to life. I didn't believe it at first either. But there's a real picture of her on the front page of today's newspaper. Sightings of her go back to about 2 years, but this is the first actual picture of her to ever be taken. And what kind of details can we scry from it? I could have sworn the mask was frowning earlier, and I don't know about that mark on those feathers. That dagger doesn't look quite like the one we saw in the cutscene, does it? There are two there, back to back. I guess they're supposed to be members of the Defiant Dragons. I wonder what that scroll in the background means. This light looks important. There's a police officer there. And they've got the bang. This one has the bangle, but can't see the other ones because it's in the other picture, I guess. Interesting. I can't believe someone was actually able to capture her on film. But couldn't this just be some Lady Khura'In fan? You know, like you, Maya? You mean like a cosplayer? Those rebels are no joke, Nick. They're trained in hand-to-hand combat and stuff. You think some regular cosplayer can take on people like that dressed in a costume alone? That's why she has to be the real deal. It gives me chills just thinking about it. Whew. I bet Lady Khura'In's spirit possessed the sacred robe or something. A spirit possessing a piece of clothing. Maybe you should cut back on all those action superhero shows, Maya. Hey! What's that supposed to mean? You're just jealous that I'm still young at heart. I've got a real office to run now, so I've got to keep it real, right? I don't know who you're talking about, but that's definitely not me. You really lost your edge since I last saw you. Those spikes of yours have grown really dull, and there's even one that's drooping. Can we leave my hair out of this? Anyway, I'm glad they're back to squabbling with each other. I swear that Lady Khura'In people have been spotting is the real deal! Besides, it's just so much more fun to believe it's true, you know? I can't believe you really buy all that. Although, I wonder who's under that robe. Spirit possession? It just doesn't happen. May 9th newspaper added to the court record. I'm glad we're just stuffing all this stuff into our pockets. I wonder if there's any more to that. But Mr. Wright, she's the talk of the town. She even gave me this great new food idea. Oh, I can't wait. Before I figure it out, before he tells me, Kira cakes, Ki ramen. Now that's the one you should be doing. Maya Fey, age 28, a practitioner of the Khura'In channeling technique. We used to take on all sorts of cases together. In the May 9th newspaper, a Lady Khura'In returns to battle rebels. I'm glad someone's translated this for me. The Lady Khura'In-like figure that's appeared 2 years ago remains a mystery. Some town elders see her as Lady Khura'In in the flesh. Some rumors are fueling the enthusiasm for today's purification rite. Today's purification rite, the thick white ice that froze the ground from the inner sanctum to the plaza of devotion until yesterday, has melted. The rite can now go on as planned. We give thanks for the blessings of the Holy Mother and Lady Khura'In. Happy Escaped prisoner alert. Ruh-roh. Oh, right, we saw that already. Police are asking the kingdom's subjects to be on the lookout for a male insurgent who escaped from Royal Penitentiary number 4 yesterday. Prisoner 201. So there's a suspect for who this Lady Khura'In is. Although it could also be one of the two who was attacked, I suppose. Anyway,
It's gonna be like a soul bun, but based on Lady Khura'In. I'm calling it the Khura'In bun.
Khura'In was right there, man. Talk about a key raw business strategy. Come on, Maya, just admit it's you running around dressed as Lady Khura'In already.
Oh, what? It's... I guess the jig is up. What? Is it really true, Miss Maya? Indeed. It is I, Lady Khura'In. After hundreds of years, I have returned in this lovely young lady's body. What? Only a minion of the Defiant Dragons could see through my disguise. Now, fear my wrath, foul lawyer. Hiya! No! Mr. Wright! Just kidding. I mean, come on. I'm gonna be dressing up as Lady Khura'In for the Wright today, but there's no way I could ever beat up one of those rebel types. Oh no, she's gonna get convicted because she's gonna dress up as Lady Khura'In, and they're gonna be like, you had an outfit. I don't know, that was a pretty solid left hook she just threw. Oh, you were just trying to be funny. You really had me going there for a second. Trying. No one can be that naive, right? Well, I hope you enjoy playing superhero at the Wright today. Ooh, when you put it that way, I'm even more hyped about it now than I was already. Jangle, jangle. Oh, I hear the sound of the High Priest's footsteps. I better get going. His footsteps? During the Wright, he wears these really big bells on his ankles. That way I know when he's coming. Pretty handy, right? Pretty case pertinent is what it sounds like to me. Well, see you later. I doubt they're actually meant to be a stop slacking warning system for you, Maya. Miss Maya is always so bright and cheerful. Yeah, I'm glad to see she hasn't changed. As in, at all. I wonder if this means her training's been all for naught. I hope not. I doubt that. If there's anything we do know about Maya is that no matter how much she'll laze about and goof off when it seems like it's causing problems, she'll always be there in the end to actually return to her hometown and finish her ascetic training or, you know, punch a prosecutor with a taser. Lucky Nick getting to be punched by Maya. Ah, it's Acolyte Zeh'lot. Zeh'lot? Oh no. Acolyte Zeh'lot. That's not a good sign. Look, he's the one praying in a red and saffron robe. He's a disciple of the High Priest, Abbot in me. And lives and trains at his house. See how he prays in the cold without moving a muscle? Yeah, I could never do that. It's Abbot in me. The purification rite is about to begin. Oh, that's happening right here. I thought that was happening way on the top of the mountain. So that's the sacred robe Maya will be wearing during the rite. It does look basically the same as the one in the newspaper, doesn't it? Oh, we don't get to look at it anymore. Rip. Symbol looks the same, the 3 feathers are the same, and this one is... I think supposed to be... I think it's smiling. Oh my god, he doesn't have any eyes! Or maybe he's just got really thick lashes. Sure enough, those are the bells. He's also got a, well, it's not quite a Minama key. It's a little different. Well, it's a Magatama key. It's hanging in that orientation, but I feel like there are fewer squiggles as well. Maybe the number of squiggles doesn't actually mean anything. It looks almost exactly like what that figure in the newspaper photo was wearing. Whoever it is must have worked really hard to copy it. That's what I was thinking. Please, sir, it's not a good idea to stare like that. You could be struck blind. Just give me a few more seconds. I mean, this isn't something you see every day. Oh, those bells on the High Priest's ankles. They're a lot bigger than I thought they'd be. But they sure made a heck of a noise. Mr. Wright, it's time to enter the prayer post like everyone else. Those who don't will suffer the wrath of the Holy Mother. Okay, let's see. First I kneel down and cross my ankles, and then I bow forward. Ouch! Oh, great. All I can see is the crown of my back is killing me. You really should have trained for this, sir. Oh, wait a sec. How long are we supposed to stay like this, Albie? The rite requires that we stay like this until the day after tomorrow. That's 2 whole days. Ugh. I don't feel so... Oh! Mr. Wright, are you okay, sir? Somebody help! Poor Phoenix. He's only in his 30s. Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright! Please, you have to get up! Ugh. Cold air knocked him right out, or... Ugh. Ouch! My aching... Albie? Where are we? At the High Priest's house at the foot of the Plaza of Devotion. I guess I passed out from that back pain. He must have carried me all the way here. Something terrible has happened! It's Miss Maya! She's following me to the Plaza of Devotion! Something must have happened while I was passed out. Miss Maya, she's been arrested! What? No,
Not again. Did someone knock me out? How did that happen? Can't have just been back pain, right? That would be ridiculous. May 10th, 8 a.m., pause of devotion. What, wait, did we skip a day? How long was I out? They're all still here. Where's Maya? Just take it easy, all right? But I'm telling you, I haven't done anything wrong. You can talk all you want back at the station. Let me go! Maya! Nick, I didn't kill him! I swear I didn't! Quiet, you come along peacefully or suffer the consequences. Wait a second! What on earth is going on? I don't know who you are, but if you don't get out of my way... Hey, back off, officer. Hey, back off, officer. Emma! Emma Skye! What's she doing in Khura'In? I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright, but we're placing Maya under arrest. Alright, take her down to the station, but with respect. Got it? Yes, ma'am. Nick! So, what are you doing in Khura'In, Emma? It's a long story. Anyway, what are you doing in Khura'In, Mr. Wright? I guess that probably does mean Sodomani's back. Same here. It's a long story, but we can get caught up later. Right now, I need to know what happened. Maya's... well, under arrest for the murder of the High Priest. Wait, the High Priest was murdered? Anyway, see ya. I guess the nature of all this will have changed. Clyde Sell is really in the zone. Oh, you mean that monk who's been living at the victim's home? Yeah, he hasn't moved a muscle, even though his teacher has been murdered. Did they really say? Is this the first time we've heard that? That he was been living at the victim's home? I guess he's so deep in prayer he's not aware of what's going on around him. I've got a lot to prove with this case. I have to be very sharp on the details. Wow, even with the murder, all of these people are still here, praying. They're so into it, they wouldn't notice anything you did to them. You mean like, taking their fingerprints? Huh? Oh, who would ever do something like that? Emma, you didn't. That's a befitting gate for the path to the inner sanctum. It's apparently considered a sacred object to the people of Khura'In. I wasn't even allowed to dust it for prints. So even applying a little fingerprint dust to it would be a sacrilegious, huh? I guess so. But I applied some luminol on it instead when no one was looking. Sounds like an invitation for the Holy Mother to strike you down later, Emma. I don't think she cares or believes in that. Which is really convenient when you think about it. Hey, despite what you'd imagine, I'm still an attorney. Congrats on your return to the legal world. I wanted to congratulate you sooner, but I never had the chance. Thanks, Emma. And congratulations to you, too, on becoming a forensic investigator. Thanks. Oh, I know! Let's celebrate by dusting your attorney's badge for fingerprints. Or how about we do a luminol test on it? I think I'll pass on both, but thanks. I don't really want to know whose blood is on it, to be honest. All the times I've been knocked out and attacked by crooks. It's been ages since you presented evidence to me. Remember when we worked on that one case together? I seem to recall a thin layer of fingerprint powder on every piece of evidence then. Well, I guess they get that way from time to time now, too. As enthusiastic as ever, huh, Emma? Good, grand! But what actually happened? What happened, Emma? Please, tell me everything you can. Well, basically, there was a murder during the rite as it was being performed last night. What I want to know is, why were you... I could imagine Sadmati being here to prosecute if the case had already happened, but if you and Sadmati only came here after the murder, that's weird. Because the timing that would be like such ridiculous timing. And if it happened before, then why did he come back? Well, I guess he said he was only visiting Japanifornia for, to like weed out members of the dragons or whatever. Well, basically there was a murder during the rite as it was being performed last night. The victim is Tarustimni. To rust in me. To rust in me or thrust in me? The high priest who is presiding over the rite. Wait, hold on. Last night? You mean to tell me an entire day's passed since the purification rite? That's right, sir. You passed out for a whole day from your back pain. I don't even know my back's like a ticking time bomb. I better take better care of it. Did he actually get knocked out by that, or is there some other explanation? The murder took place at the inner sanctum where the rite was being held. The inner sanctum. Okay, so the rite wasn't exactly being held right in front of us then. It's the place where the spirit of Lady Khura'In is enshrined. It's through that gate over there and up at the top of the mountain stairs, just beyond. But we won't be allowed to investigate it for the moment, I guess. Oh, so that's why everyone's offering their prayers in that direction. Abbot Immi and Miss Maya went up to the inner sanctum to begin the rite, just after they finished the prayer you fainted in the middle of. So, who do you think killed the High Priest? Unfortunately, Maya's our sole suspect right now. During the rite, the inner sanctum was off limits to the general public. Sorry, so we've got Tarustimni and then Acolyte Zeh'lot, who, you know, sounds like the bad guy. Khura'In is High Priest in charge of the rites of Lady Khura'In killed during the purification rites. During the rite, the inner sanctum was off limits to the general public.
So then only the High Priest and Maya could have been in there when the murder occurred. Right. Plus the inner sanctum is on the side of a very steep mountain. The only way up there is the stairway that starts here at the Plaza of Devotion. So that's why she's been arrested. Also, the crime scene was only discovered after Maya came down alone. She's the one who told the worshippers in the plaza that the High Priest was dead. And she made a police statement to that effect. So she was the first one to discover the body. Oh, that definitely doesn't help. That makes it even less likely that someone else was there at the crime scene.
But she came down. Interesting. So she wouldn't have had time to, properly investigate and see if anyone was hiding out.
Mr. Wright, sir, are you going to defend Miss Maya?
Yes, of course. There's no way she killed anyone.
Yeah, I don't believe it either. She's been framed. But this is really something else, huh, Mr. Wright? I mean, who'd have thought you'd have to take on that horrible court again?
I'm glad you come around on my way of thinking that it's really, really awful. And twisted. And I'm sure we're only scratched the surface.
Tell me about it. I never thought I'd have to go through another trial. But the divination seance determines all, and defense lawyers are unwelcome.
I mean, we're pretty unwelcome back home, too. It always seems.
Emma! So what brings you here, Emma? Back in the US, I was working a case with an international prosecutor from Khura'In. He told me this is where I could see the latest techniques in international forensic science. I can't believe I fell for it. I mean, just look at this place. It's like we've gone back in time.
But if he asked you to come back here, then surely he figured you'd have more work soon
on a criminal case.
Yeah, I can't say I've been impressed with the police work I've seen so far.
Still, he said he takes on cases from around the world. So maybe next time he'll have one in a major city somewhere.
Sounds like this prosecutor's taken a liking to you, Emma. After all, it's not every day a prosecutor takes a detective with them overseas.
I wonder. He's calm and kind and almost always has a smile on his face, but it's hard to tell what he's really thinking.
This international prosecutor, is he the one who handled Trucy's case?
Oh, yes, he is.
I take it he'll be the prosecutor on this one, too.
Yes, Prosecutor Sanmari's already been assigned.
Prosecutor Sanmari? Pokanka!
You know him, Albie?
Of course! Everyone in Khura'In does. He's a highly revered individual, both as a prosecutor and as a monk. If you go up against Prosecutor Sanmari, you'll incur the Holy Mother's wrath.
But it's my job to, as a lawyer.
Oh, right! Sorry.
Just great. Prosecutor is also a revered monk in a deeply religious country. This trial's shaping up to be even more uniquely Khura'Inese than the last one. I'm not sure I should be saying this, but he's a formidable opponent. Yeah, I heard Apollo had a really tough time, so I better give it everything I've got. Anyway, I'm glad you're here, Emma. They treat lawyers like criminals here. Come to think of it, Prosecutor Sanmari mentioned something to that effect. I'm not sure how much I can help, but I'll do what I can. Really? Are you sure you aren't going to get in trouble for helping the enemy? He did come down on me pretty hard when I tried to help Trucy in the last trial. Let's just say I'll help where I can. Thanks. But don't go getting yourself in trouble on my account, okay? Prosecutor Sanmari sounds pretty strict. So first things first, let's start with this. Autopsy report, thank you. Hot off the press, it's the High Priest autopsy report. I'm not sure you should describe that as being hot off the press. Cause of death was blood loss from an... Oh yeah, and we never even figured out what was up with shock from a stab wound instead of blood loss from a stab wound in the previous case. Cause of death was blood loss from an abdominal wound delivered by a bladed weapon. The victim bled to death from a deep stab wound to the abdomen. Time of death May 10th at 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. Oh, so it was overnight. Interesting. Cause of death, blood loss from a deep abdominal wound caused by a bladed weapon. The wound appears to have been inflicted by the warbod, warbod dagger used in the Wright. But all we know for sure is it's a blade that cut deep. Or stabbed deep, anyway. Interesting. The victim bled to death from a deep stab wound to the abdomen. The murder weapon is believed to be Lady Kira's warbod dagger. It's used during the Rite, however. The dagger has yet to be found. Lady Kira's dagger, huh? I think Maya mentioned something about a dagger. She was really excited to see it.
Who wouldn't want to be a kick-butt warrior who takes on evil with a wicked dagger?
Right. Whatever floats your boat. I could have sworn the dagger we saw in the opening cutscene was a little more curvy, though. This one's like curved, but it's not like wiggly. Like this one looks much straighter than the one I thought we saw, but maybe I'm just remembering wrong. And isn't that Rebel Hunter posing as Lady Kira also armed with a dagger? Of course, hers must be a replica, right? Unless ours is, or something. Would it be okay for me to go take a look at the crime scene, Emma? I doubt it. The police have already wrapped up their investigation, but the location itself is off limits to the general public, so I'm not sure. Emma, please, I'm begging you! Just like the police, I need access if I'm going to mount a viable defense. Alright then, leave it to me. I'll explain the situation to Prosecutor Sanmari and the police later. Thanks, Emma. Oh man, she's really sticking her neck out then. She's not even getting permission first. You have quite a climb ahead of you, so be sure to watch your step. Wait, you're not coming with me? Oh no, I'm not climbing up there again. No way.
Is it really that bad? Oh, I wonder if my back can handle it.
You get to go to the inner sanctum? Oh, you're so lucky, Mr. Wright.
Why don't you join me, Albie?
That's crazy talk, sir. If a commoner like myself were to set foot in there, I'd surely be cursed for all eternity.
Because the inner sanctum is off limits for you, huh? Oh well, guess I'll just have to face this all by my lonesome. By the way, what about all the people still praying here? Aren't they gonna go home? The customs of this rite require that they not move from this spot until tomorrow afternoon. It doesn't faze them to have police milling about. Some of them are even off-duty cops. Wow. I guess this is what it's like to live in a deeply religious society, huh? Indeed, indeed. We've already looked at everything. We already showed her... Well, we didn't show... Let's see if she has anything more to say about the autopsy report. The victim's name was Trust in Me. Oh, Trust in Me, I guess it could also be. He bled to death from a stab wound in the abdomen. And the killer? At the moment, our only suspect is the person who was with the victim at the time. In other words, Maya. Right. And nothing more to talk about, so off I head. We could also do the detention center. Maybe we ought to do that first and see if we can set her at ease. Oh, wow. Interesting. Man, they've got a rifle in here as well. At least there's a bit of natural light, a bit more than the other one. Oh, there's a new detention center theme here as well. May 10th detention center. At least they got a chair as well. It's not all bad. Looks like Maya's still being questions. I'll just have to come back again later. Very well. I figured that might be the case. Why does that guard keep eyeballing me? I can't let him get to me. I can't let him get to me. Nah, he's doing it again. What's this here? Is it like a bell? There's a bell here. I wonder if it's for calling the guard. Don't do that unless you need something, you lawyer. Sorry. I didn't even get to say anything. No security camera. Sorry, Phoenix, I really made you walk a whole lot just then. All the way up to the inner sanctum now. May 10th, inner sanctum. Oh, wow. Oh, okay, right. This is what they meant by, like, a curtain. Is that Reva? It's not even inside. I see. Oh, yeah, it's just drenched in snow. Well, they said the ice melted here. How is the snow all here, anyway? It's really high up and really, really cold. What do I do to deserve this? Well, at least I made it. Better get started while I can still feel my fingers. Who's that? It kind of looks like... Well, it doesn't matter, probably. Interesting. So we see 4 candles, but one of them is not lit. Interesting. Oh, I'm not allowed to look at anything until we talk to her. Is that it? Excuse me?
It's you. Do you even know where you are? Barbed head.
Of course I do. May I ask why you're here, your benevolence? She's also got bells on her.
I came to pray for the High Priest's soul. But what are you doing here? This is one of the most sacred spots in Khura'Inism. Unscrupulous layers such as you have no business being here.
But I'm not unscrupulous.
Quiet! You dared to find fault with my insights at every turn the other day.
She's still sore about that trial. Now can I investigate everything else?
Why do you keep looking away?
I was thinking about investigating the crime scene.
You can do so later. You're speaking with me right now.
As you wish, princess. I guess the investigation will have to wait until she's done talking to me. At me. By the way, did you know I'm an attorney?
What is that badge you bear?
It's a sunflower pin. They're quite popular in my country.
It is rather cute, I must say.
Actually, it's just my attorney's badge.
Oh?
So you mean it would have actually been worth more as a cheap accessory? My profession is worth more than $1.20, you know? The music playing here is super moody and chill. For some reason, it reminds me of Paper Mario. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the theme of the moon, which is kind of less music and more just creepy synthy noises. Kind of gives me the same vibes. Mysterious, mysterious, mysterious. Maybe also like a bit of Tales of Zeh'lot in there. Reminds me of the cave theme from that game. Anyway, the Wright's Guide.
That is a book from your land, is it not?
Yes, it's a guidebook about Khura'In that was written by people back home.
Oh, so there are people in your land who know of our fair kingdom. Then I imagine it must say something about me in there, correct?
Actually, yes, it says the dance of devotion is performed by an adorable little princess.
How dare they write of me as though I were a child?
Hey, I'm just reading what it says. Though, she does seem secretly pleased. Adama, for your thoughts?
Get that thing away from me!
Alright, I'll just put it away then.
Who told you to put it away? How am I supposed to inspect it if you do that?
Keep Keep it out, put it away. Wish she'd make up her mind. Well, she's made up her mind about whether or not she's going to tell us anything about it. At least we can be sure about that.
What a dreadful way to die.
Did you know the High Priest, your benevolence?
Yes, he was a pious priest of Khura'Inism. As such, he had the trust of the entire kingdom.
The entire kingdom? Really?
Yes. But what do you know of faith and trust, you who could never hope to match his virtue? It is like comparing the moon to a pebble, or the sea to a puddle.
So in your religion, things must be grand and flashy to be important, is that it? You don't recognize the importance of pebbles or puddles. Interesting. How did this suddenly become a game of pin the diss on the lawyer? I don't know, the characters in this game seem to be playing that constantly. But the fact that we're not openly just like screaming and cussing each other out the whole time so far makes me think that she is going to somehow become a sympathetic character by the end. Like, they're starting to warm Phoenix to her and everything. They're not like openly just fighting well, I mean, not that he ever abhorred her. She did him. As you know, your benevolence, a murder has occurred and I need to investigate.
But we know the killer is one of your own.
In my country, suspects are innocent until proven guilty. No, not in this game, they're not. Plus, she's a serious student of spirit channeling who came here to study. So can't you at least give her a chance to explain what happened?
All practitioners from overseas are big phony balonies. And her wish to train in the homeland of spirit channeling is but a bid for prestige.
Seems like nothing I say will convince her otherwise. Thanks to that last trial. Tweedledum and Tweedledee really did a number on repression of foreigners. The defense. As the defense attorney on this case, I really need to investigate this crime scene, and I need to do it now. I've even been authorized by the police, so...
What's this? You intend to make a mockery of our sacred hall of justice once more?
No, I simply want to defend my client.
Which means you have come to forge evidence, then. I knew all lawyers were criminals. I must now redouble my vigilance.
Ouch. That's unfair. Who taught you to demonize a whole group of people anyway?
My mother and father. Do you have an issue with their parental guidance?
Yeah, I think they should have taught you to not enjoy child murder so much. No, I would never dare criticize the royal couple. I still can't imagine what the lawyers here must have done to garner such hatred. I'm sure we'll figure it out before long.
Oh! I just had the most wonderful idea, Barbed Head.
Why do I have a bad feeling about that glint in her eye? The most wonderful idea? So, what's this most wonderful idea of yours?
If you are to investigate this murder, then I shall oversee your every move so as to prevent any misdeeds, naturally.
What? You want to follow me around the entire time?
Of course. Not that I want to, mind you.
Ah, I see. She's our new youthful sidekick, who's also going to be testifying against us with her insights in court. Interesting dynamic.
And I will not tolerate any objections, understood? She can't do this to me. What was that, Barbed Head?
Oh, no, hey, it's nothing.
Very well, then. Let us get this investigation over with. We mustn't stay here in the inner sanctum a moment longer than necessary.
Please don't rush me.
It is not without reason that I insist on a speedy investigation, Barbed Head. I am a direct descendant of the Holy Mother, you see, who guides the people of Khura'In. As such, I must not sully myself with the blood of battle that Lady Kira bears.
Blood of battle? If it's that big of a problem, why don't you head on down now? I won't do anything, I promise.
No! Lawyers are never to be trusted! And make haste so that we may leave here soon. Oh, and one more thing.
What now?
Your victory the other day was but a stroke of fortune, but this time my insights shall reveal the absolute truth.
I should hope so.
So brace yourself for a defeat most bitter, lawyer.
I will. Now can we get on with my investigation?
As long as you know where we stand.
I better hurry up and poke around for clues before she changes her mind. Once a teenager, always a teenager. Until you're not a teenager anymore, I guess. Oh, there's more talking points here. I just want to investigate this one candle that is not lit. It's also cracked on the edge. But this will be the last thing we do this episode because we're just about out of time. But I just want, before I forget, for next episode. That lantern looks broken, but it's hard to make out the details from this angle. I'll take a closer look when I'm in a better spot. Can I move? Oh, I can. Hey, yoink. Oh, no, there is a fire. It's just dying on account of the brokenness of it. Why can't I scan it? Gotta be all the way across the way from it or something? There we are. I think I better go take a closer look. Why? Phoenix, just walk up to it, man. What's spinning around the room? This lantern is damaged. The wind guard is completely broken.
Damaged? Was this your doing?
No, I didn't even touch it! Then perhaps a falling rock struck it. I will request that it be repaired when we are finished here. Of course, I doubt you will live long enough to see it restored. I'll be back to take a look, you'll see. Well, I won't be allowed then. Anything in all the snowbank here? I'm apparently allowed to investigate it. There's no snow here. Maybe it was removed because it would interfere with the Wright? The day before the Wright, the temperature in this area plunged below freezing. Even the Plaza of Devotion was covered in a layer of white frost. Must be the elevation. It wasn't all that cold back in town, as I recall. Snow has obviously been cleared away here, and the lantern is broken. I still have that camera I brought back to take pictures of my trip. I should snap onto this area here, just in case. You should be snapping as many pictures as possible. Intersectum photo added to the court record shows an area of shoveled out snow and a lantern with a broken wind guard. Nothing else particularly interesting here. Yeah, it almost has the look of, because the snow kind of curves around the lantern too, even like around here. Like the snow, you would think the snow would pile up around the lantern, but it looks like this place was shoveled out and then the lantern was put there. Like it almost looks like someone removed the lantern, put something big there, like, I don't know, a car, drove it all the way up here, or landed a helicopter here or whatever, and then did some whatever, and then put the lantern back. And in that process, it got broken. I wonder, but that is all for now, my friends. We've begun our investigation, finally re-met Maya. This case is shaping up to be rather interesting. Quite excited for this. No, I shouldn't say that. No, I'm not excited for any more cases. I'm expecting all cases to go bad. I do not have high hopes for this case. Mustn't jinx it. Meet him on Mark way over there, blood all over the statue. The other things are all lit and intact. There's like a tree stump here. All kinds of questions we've got to ask ourselves. Next video on the channel is going to be some more Fireman 3 Houses, our Verdant Assassins Only run, but I cannot wait to get into the rest of this because it looks like it will prove to just be a totally average and not at all exceptional case. For sure. Thank you so very much for coming around. Hopefully I will see you around. Admiral's gonna be out of here now. Peace! Okay, so if we just compile a list of the people that are on the not to kill list for Enbar, that would be really helpful to me as a tactician.